1,947 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 73rd episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy presented by MagicBandReaders.com. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thank you so much for joining me. Here are the rules on your screen. They're the basic Jeopardy rules, except as you all know, in this game, you can cheat. I couldn't care less. Pause the video, go right ahead, be my guest. In last week's episode 72, the final Jeopardy category was Inside Out 2. New smashing success at the box office from Pixar was breaking all kinds of records for 2024. I love the movie so much that, maybe I jumped the gun and threw it into Jeopardy a little early. But if you haven't seen it yet, you can either pause the video right now and go see it. See, now that you've seen it, you'll be able to play the full game. Or you could just play the other 4 categories that are headed your way in this episode 73. So, let's check them out. Once again, Inside Out 2 will kick off episode 73. The second category you'll be playing, the backside of Disney characters, but literally their backs, not anything else, all right? Don't get it twisted, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm going to show you a Disney character's back, just their back, okay? And you're gonna have to tell me which character that is. Pretty simple, right? Shout out to Bizzle for the suggestion in the comments. The third category you'll be playing, 90s live action. So as a lot of you know, Disney owned a ton of production companies. Maybe it was Touchstone Pictures, maybe it was Hollywood Pictures. They released a number of live action movies in the 90s. I will read you the synopsis from, get this, Disney.com. This way you can't criticize my terrible synopsis. And you have to identify what movie I'm describing. All Disney live action movies from the 90s. The fourth category is your Disney Parks category of the week, land or world. There are a number of attractions at both Disney World and Disneyland that are essentially the same attraction. Maybe it's Big Thunder Mountain, maybe it's the old Splash Mountain. I will give you a clue asking you which version of the attraction I'm talking about, because all of the duplicates do have a few slight differences. And the fifth and final category you'll be playing, finish the lyric. Yes, it is as simple as it sounds. I will read you the lyrics from a famous Disney song, and then I'll have a few blank spaces for you to finish the lyric. Maybe it's just the next line of the song. Once you do that, also name what the song is. Okay, and with that, it is now time for the easiest round of the game, the Cupcake Round. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each, so hopefully you go 5 for 5 and bank 1,000 points under your belt. Let's check out the board one more time as we get set with Inside Out 2 for 2. The first new emotion introduced in Inside Out 2. What/who, I guess you could go who, what, either way. Correct answer is anxiety.
Who made the console orange?
Do I look orange?
I didn't touch it.
Orange is not my color.
Not me. Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I am just such a huge fan of yours, and now here I am meeting you face to face.
It's time for the backside of Disney characters. Keep in mind, this is just backs, all right? Just backs, not backs. It's your backs. Whatever. Here we go. Name the character. Whose back is this? Correct answer is Andy from Toy Story. Third clue of the game belongs to 90s live action. 2 plumbers who happen to be brothers enter a subterranean kingdom where they attempt to rescue a kidnapped princess with an interesting heritage. Disney distributed the film, Hollywood Pictures produced the film, and the correct answer is Super Mario Brothers.
They're brothers. They're plumbers. Oh no. Mario! Luigi! Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
Obviously, you had the Super Mario Brothers movie, recently, last year or 2 years ago. That was produced by Universal. But yes, Disney distributed that old film with John Leguizamo. That is a classic in its own right. We move on to the first clue from the theme park category. It's land or world for 200. While both Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom feature iconic railroads going around the park, this park's train features 4 stations as opposed to 3. Once again, you're guessing Disneyland or Walt Disney World. The correct answer here is Disneyland. That's because Disneyland also has a stop in Tomorrowland. Walt Disney World's train does not. I mentioned it, I think it was last episode or a few episodes ago, that when Walt Disney World's opened, it only had 1 stop. And then they added Frontier, and then they added what is now Storybook Circus, but no Tomorrowland station for Walt Disney World, so Disneyland's got the upper hand on that. Plus, the theming is a little better between Tomorrowland and Main Street at Disneyland. All right, time for the final clue of the cupcake round. It belongs to Finish the Lyric for 200. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. Blank, 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 blank. Also name the song. Those lyrics are from Be Our Guest, and if you fill in the blanks, you have Don't Believe Me, Ask the Dishes.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
Shout out to Lumiere for recommending the gray stuff because it got me to buy it when I was at Be Our Guest a few years ago, and it was delicious. We move on to the second round of the game. It's the 400-point clues, and it once again brings us to Inside Out 2. Riley goes to a camp focused on this sport. What is hockey? And I said it right after I saw Inside Out 2. The hockey scenes are done way too well. Pixar went above and beyond in terms of animating what actually looks like professional hockey players. Now, that was the one thing I'll say. Riley was a little too good, in my opinion. She was like unbelievable. I don't know NHL players who could play like that. But either way, the animation for hockey, phenomenal. Another reason why I love the movie. All right, we move on to the second clue of the 400-point round. It belongs to the backside of Disney characters. Can you name who this character is? You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I guess theoretically you could have said Valentino as well as Asha. The correct answer was supposed to be Asha, but Valentino's backside is there as well. So either Asha or Valentino from Wish. Here comes your third 400-point clue. It belongs to 90s live action. A lounge singer in a Reno casino accidentally witnesses a murder and goes into witness protection, hiding out in a convent of nuns. What is Sister Act?
Look at me, I'm a penguin!
I'd like to offer a great big hi there and hello to Sister Mary Clarence.
This stuff is terrible, it tastes like...
Here comes your fourth clue of the 400-point round. It belongs to land or world. When you take Space Mountain for a spin, this version of the ride allows you to sit next to someone in your party rather than in a single file. Is it Disneyland or Disney World? Once again, I'm only asking about the American-based parks. This does not include Paris, Hong Kong, or Tokyo. Shanghai does not have a Space Mountain. So out of Disneyland or Disney World, which one lets you sit next to someone? Correct answer is Disneyland. But Disneyland does have a roller coaster of its own that forces you to sit in those awkward rocket/bobsleds. That would be the Matterhorn. Oh, my back! Here comes Finish the Lyric for 400. Did they send me daughters? Blank, 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 blank. If you're finishing the lyrics first, the correct answer is When I Asked for Sons, and that, of course, is from Mulan's Make a Man Out of You. 10 clues down as we make our way to the 600-point round and boost that difficulty just slightly. We once again travel over to Inside Out to get the round started. Inside Out 2, I should say. The nickname of the high school hockey team Riley is attempting to make. Who are the Firehawks? It's time to move on to the backside of, not water, but a Disney character. Very acrobatic, this one. Who is this? That would be LeFou from Beauty and the Beast.
No one slick as Gaston.
90s live action 600-point clue goes a little something like this. 11-year-old Roger prays for divine intervention, and he gets it when heaven-sent guardians help his favorite sports team out of last place and into the playoffs. What is Angels in the Outfield?
Ben Williams makes a miraculous catch!
Land or World's third clue is headed your way. The version of Pirates of the Caribbean that not only drops you in elevation, but also takes you back up before letting you exit the boat. Is it Land or World? And for the third time in a row, the correct answer is Disneyland. That's because in Walt Disney World, you get off the boat and then you exit through the gift shop, and after you do that, the boat goes by itself, back up a lift hill and back to the station for the next riders to get on. In Disneyland, you stay on the boat the whole time, you travel back up, and then you circle around to the station, where then you get off, and the new riders get in. Here comes the final clue of the 600-point round. It belongs to Finish the Lyric. All at once, everything looks different. Blank, 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 blank. Fill in the blank, you've got Now That I See You. That is from Tangled's I See the Light.
Everything looks different now that I see you.
We are more than halfway through the game as we now enter the difficult 800-point round. If you're a Disney fanatic, it's time to stand up and prove yourself. Here comes Inside Out 2 for 8. These two emotions / characters from Inside Out were voiced by different actors in Inside Out 2. Who are Fear and Disgust? Time for another backside. This one's a little tougher. Whose back are we looking at? That would be Pacha's from Emperor's New Groove.
Good, that's just what I wanted to hear. Are you aware of just how important your village is to the Empire?
Here comes your fourth clue from the 90s live action category. Jerry and his friends at Camp Hope are forced to spend their summer vacation with an out-of-control fitness freak. As a Mighty Ducks fan, I appreciated the cast in this movie. It was a lot of the same cast. The correct answer is Heavyweights.
That is out of here, mister!
Oh no.
Turned it into a nightmare.
Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle.
Also, someone pointed this out once. Ben Stiller's character in Heavyweights, I like to pretend, evolved into his character from Dodgeball because they're relatively the same guy.
Yeah! Oh, hello!
Here comes your fourth clue where you have to decide land or world. While both resorts feature a Buzz Lightyear ride that lets you shoot lasers at targets, only this park's version lets you lift the blaster up from the vehicle and aim it 360 degrees. That's right, only one of the versions of the ride out of Walt Disney World's or Disneyland's lets you go like this. The other one, you just do this. Which one lets you go 360? And the correct answer is Disneyland.
To infinity and beyond.
One clue left before the ever dramatic 1,000 point round. It belongs to finish the lyric. I steal only what I can't afford. What is And That's Everything? That is from One Jump, one of the first songs in Aladdin.
One swing, a hand of a sword. I steal only what I can't afford. That's everything.
20 clues are down and 6 remain. But before we get to Final Jeopardy, you know what time it is. It is time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000 point round. Hit it. All right, who is going to walk away with their head held high? The 1,000 point round will help you decide that. It begins with Inside Out 2 for 1,000 points. Riley's deepest, darkest secret. If you left during the credits of Inside Out 2, you probably don't know the answer to this, but if you stayed till the very end, then you might have picked up on the fact that her deepest, darkest secret is she burned a hole in a rug. That's it. That's it. We move on to Backside for the final time. You'll have to name the character. Correct answer is Fred from Big Hero 6.
Technically, it belongs to my parents. They're on a vacay on the family island. You know, we should totally go sometime. Frolic.
You gotta be kidding me.
Here comes the final clue from the 90s live action category. An article in a sports magazine prompts the NHL to send the New York Rangers, yeah, they do, to the last frontier and challenge a small town group of local hockey players to an outdoor game. The Last Frontier is a nickname for the great state of Alaska. That is only half of the title of this movie, though. The correct answer is Mystery Alaska.
We're playing these guys?
We move on to the final clue, the final theme park category clue, I should say. It's Land or World for 1,000. Haunted Mansion now features the famous Hatbox Ghost in both versions of the attraction, Disneyland's and Disney World's. Board this version to see him before you see Madame Leota. This was very controversial. Magic Kingdom finally added the Hatbox Ghost to the Florida version of the ride, but they put him relatively early in the attraction, which when you think about the storyline of the attraction, a lot of people didn't agree with, because Madame Leota summons the ghosts and the spirits from the great beyond, and then they begin to appear after she summons them, right? That's how it works on the attraction. Well, why is the Hatbox Ghost appearing before she does that in the Magic Kingdom version? Something to think about. I don't know. I hadn't thought of it, but a lot of people pointed it out, and I guess I agree with them. Either way, the correct answer is Walt Disney World. Here comes the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. It belongs to finish the lyric. Again, you're gone. This one was a little tougher, but I had to make it tougher since it's a 1,000 point clue. The correct answer is Off on a Different Path Than Mine. And that, of course, is from Frozen 2, the great song Lost in the Woods, sung by Kristoff, who is voiced by now Tony Award winner Jonathan Groff.
Again, you're gone. Off on a different path than mine.
Okay, one clue remains in the game, and it just so happens to be the one clue that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. It's Final Jeopardy. Let's see what the category is. Fireworks. Okay, the 4th of July is nearly here, so expect to see some fireworks high above you. Fireworks are a big part of Disney lore, and speaking of fireworks, for the final time this year, you can bring Disney fireworks into your home by using the promo code ITM20 for 20% off MagicBandReaders.com. Not only do they have Magic Band Readers for your favorite attractions, but also some of the greatest nighttime spectaculars ever. For example, check out this clip of the Happily Ever After Magic Band Reader. That is awesome. And don't forget, Magic Band Readers can help you control the electronics in your house, adding a bit of Disney magic to your everyday life. For the final time, ITM20 for 20% off MagicBandReaders.com. And of course, don't forget about the great wait time signs for all you Disney park diehards. All right, it is now time to make those wagers on your knowledge of Disney fireworks, both in the movies and in the parks. Okay, time is up. It's time to read the final clue in this episode 73. The only Disney feature animation film to culminate with the villain being defeated via a firework. Good luck. All right, we have to go back to the 90s to get the correct answer here. That would be Mulan.
Get off the roof, get off the roof, get off the roof.
What a way to go for Shan Yu, huh? I wonder if Mushu knew that Mulan was going to grab him just like that off the sword, because if not, then Mushu might have been on his way out as well. That's gonna do it though for episode 73 of Disney 100 Jeopardy, presented by MagicBandReaders.com. I hope you join me next week when Fireworks carries over to episode 74 in honor of the 4th of July. For now though, you know the deal. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. I'll see you in a week for episode 74. Until then, happy 4th.
Bye-bye.